Good day, everyone, and welcome to my kitchen today. I am here to show off our stack cooker, which has been promoted for so many different things. Cooking hamburger, cooking a 3-course meal, cooking a whole chicken. So many things that you can do with the stack cooker. And today I'm gonna add one more to it. Hey, Dallas. Doing the 4-minute cinnamon buns. Now, I said that this was kind of a nostalgic recipe, and it is. This is the very first recipe that we were ever able to, when we started cooking. I started in 1986, and it was about 1989 that we finally got our Ultra Pro cookware, or Ultra 21 cookware, that we could actually cook in. And the first recipe that I was taught is this one, the 4-minute cinnamon pull-aparts. So it has been a favorite all through the years. You can never go wrong with this recipe. It is awesome. All you need is our country biscuits and some butter, brown sugar. Oh, and cinnamon would be helpful. I remember doing that once before. I made these buns and it was great, but something was missing. Oh yeah, forgot to put the cinnamon in. Duh. Okay, so let's get this melting in here. So we're gonna take 1/4 cup. This is a little more than 1/4 cup, so I'm going to cut it down a bit and we'll get it melted. There we go. So there's 1/4 cup. We'll get that melted in the microwave. There we go. The beautiful thing about the stack cooker, if you aren't familiar with it, of course, the stack cooker is one of our 5 microwave cooking systems in Tupperware. It has several different pieces that allow you to either use them individually for cooking, like we're doing today, or you can stack them up and make a complete 3-course meal all at the same time. It is made of a material that is one of the highest heat-resistant materials in the world, or highest resistant plastics in the world. So that, Daisy, be quiet. Hey, excuse me. Okay, you're going up and staying out. They're just like toddlers, you know. As soon as you start doing something. Okay, so there's our butter, nice and melted, or our margarine, as case may be. Mostly melted. If you just stir it up, it's going to melt. There we go. And let's add in a teaspoon of cinnamon, or 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Got our measuring spoons here. Normally I wouldn't measure, but it is cooked, so I guess I should. How many of you are like me that tend to just dump? And brown sugar. So it's 1/4 cup of butter, 1/3 cup of brown sugar. There we go. So I'm just going to mix this up. There we go. So that's all ready to receive our glorious cinnamon buns. Okay. So now let's take this stuff. I hate these things. I really do. I can never get it open. Where does it open? Where does it open? There, like that. Oh, I hate. Oops. Sorry, took you for a spin there. Sorry about that. All right, oh, tilted myself way down too. That's what I hate about them. They're so inconsistent. So let's open it up all the way here. Get these all out. and we're going to leave them in a line, just like that. So now, take one of your universal knives. This one is good. The big purple one will be better. And let's get it nice and sharp, shall we? The knife sharpener is still on special until Wednesday or while quantities last. So make sure that you get one of these. They are the best things ever for all knives, not just our Tupperware knives. So there we go. So there, slices through that just like butter. So we're going to slice the buns in half and then slice them in half again. There we go. Sorry, Daisy, you're just going to have to wait outside. So slice them in half again. There we go. And now into our mixture here, we're going to put our buns. It's really important that you place them in here precisely, she said with her tongue firmly in her cheek. There we go. The great thing about these is that if someone calls you up and says, hey, I'm in town, want to come by for a coffee, and if you happen to have a package of these country biscuits on hand, they are the quickest, easiest thing to make. So I'm just going to give them a shake. Give them a shake. Give them a shake. And this way it wears off some calories for you, gives you some Tupper size so that you can justify eating them. And there we go. Nice little greasy cinnamon covered golf balls they look like. So I'm just going to put them into a single layer as best I can here. Now some people do actually do 2 tubes of these. They put them into the 3-liter casserole and then they use the cone as well. So they would do up 2 tubes worth, just like this, and then put them in the casserole with the cone so that there's some empty space in the middle so the microwaves can cook from the inside out towards the out. And that will give you a whole 3-liter casserole full. So if you have lots and lots of people who are going to be around, maybe you're having a lunch and brunch, it's a great way to go. So now we're just going to put these in the microwave. I have a 1200 watt microwave, so mine is going to go in for 4 minutes on power 6. So let's do that. There we go. And I'll let my dog back in. She's anxious today. There you go. Okay, you have to be quiet, Daisy. Okay, so while those are cooking, let me take a moment to talk about wattage. You heard me say we're going to cook on power 6. Why would we not cook on high? Well, the wattage of your microwave is just the same as the dial on your oven to regulate the temperature, or the dial on your stove to regulate the heat in each of the elements, that it makes a difference. An 800 watt microwave is an average microwave, or what used to be an average, and that's what most recipes are geared towards now, as an 800 watt microwave. But if you have an 800 watt microwave, that's about the same as having a 350 degree oven. If you're cooking in an 800 watt, it's like the average 350 degree oven. If you have a 1000 watt microwave, that's like putting things in your oven to cook at 475. And if you've got a 1200 watt microwave, that's like putting things in your oven to cook on self-clean, or putting it on high on your burner and leaving it there. How often would you really do that if you were cooking on the stove or in the oven? You wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. And so that's why you need to understand the wattage and what it does, how it makes such a difference. And it definitely makes a difference in cooking systems like the stack cooker, like the some of our other things, the crystal wave and so on, because in these items, it's the microwave energy that is actually cooking the food. Whereas in things like your pressure cooker and the MicroPro grill and the smart multi-cooker, where it's creating steam, the MicroPro grill is creating radiant heat. The pressure cooker is creating pressure and cooking things faster. In the stack cooker and in the breakfast maker, it is really important that you know your wattage so that you can adjust it accordingly. Because if you cook things at too high a power, for example, in the breakfast maker, you're going to find if you cook things on high, if you cook eggs on high, that's where you're going to get rubbery eggs and rubbery chicken. It's from heating them too hot, too fast. How do you find the microwave? The wattage of your microwave? You're going to look either on the inside of the door, or along the back, or on the underside if it's one of those under the hood vent kinds. And you're going to look for one word and one word only. That is the word output. Not wattage, not anything else, just output. It might be normal output, wattage output, power output, normal wattage output, whatever, but output is the key word. And it'll be somewhere between 700 watts and 700 and 1250 watts, which is the maximum amount available in residential microwaves in North America. If you're seeing something outside of that range, you're looking at the wrong number. Unless it says output, you're looking at the wrong number. So if you have an 800 watt microwave, or a 900 watt is kind of a low average now, then you can cook things on high that say to cook on high. And you'll probably be all right, except for eggs. I would never cook eggs on high. But if you are cooking anything like hamburger or cakes or anything else in a higher wattage, 1000 watt and above, it is so important that you know the wattage of your microwave. Okay, so that was timed kind of beautifully. And hello, Bill and Evelyn on the one side, and Heron and Carrie. Anybody have any questions about anything, particularly Power of One? This is all about you, you know. So we have here, oh my goodness, it smells so nice in my kitchen right now. We have here the most delectable little treats you will ever make. These are what I call terribly Moorish, meaning that they're sort of like Lay's potato chips. I dare you to have just one, for sure. They have puffed up just fine. They're done in the middle. I'm just going to flip them over. Just flip them like this, and then they fall. And there they are, looking marvelous. Oh yeah, and these ones in the middle. Yeah, they're done just fine. They're done just fine. Oh, that one in the middle isn't quite. I probably should have gone for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So between 4 and 5 minutes, depending on the wattage of your microwave. Now, what I could do is to take these ones, the one in the, it's just that one in the center there, and I can just sit it on top. And I could put that in for another 30 seconds and it would be just fine. But otherwise, we've got these fabulous little buns here. And of course, you don't want to miss any of the good stuff on the bottom here. Now, if you're not like me and you can actually eat butter, real dairy butter, I always recommend that you use real butter rather than margarine, because real butter contains vitamin D. Vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, and it's something we don't get enough of, that's for sure. But vitamin D is a precursor to absorption of calcium, so it's really good for women. It helps to minimize the chances of breast cancer. It's just so good for so many things. And it also means that when you cook with butter, that it creates foods that contain vitamins. So those are health food. So these are health food. So happy Monday, and Go eat your health food. These lovely, delicious, cinnamony health food. Any questions? Be sure and comment below. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, everybody. See you next time. Bye.